Alright, so on the back of last week's unmitigated welcome back to Modern, I'm playing a very similar list. One thing I'm doing a little bit differently this time, and I doubt the card is good, but I wanted to try it for science, and it is Nova Hellkite. Now this is from Edge of Eternities. I have seen it pop up in the standard red aggressive deck since the bannings. Flying haste 4/5. When this creature enters, deals 1 damage to target creature and opponent controls. Now, normally we're not in the market for 5 mana plays. Even one as powerful as this. We're obviously playing things like Storm Breath Dragon, Thundering Hellkite, etc. The one thing this one has going for it is Warp, which is an alternative cost, which you get to put into play for a turn, and then it gets exiled. And obviously it has haste, so basically this reads 3 mana, enter the battlefield, deal 1 damage to target opponent's creature, and then 4 damage to your opponent's face, ideally. We'll see how that plays out in theory. Obviously adding another 3 mana play to a deck only playing 20 lands. A little bit dubious, but we'll give it a go and see what happens. Alright, so pretty typical burn hand. 5 burn spells. 2 lands, definitely keeping. Goes turn 1 Beseiju into Amuleto. Alright, so effectively we're dead. Lead off on Spike. We could have a Hold Up Bolt, but really Aftermath Analyst is the only card we'd remotely go after. And they're usually not going to be foolish enough to leave that exposed to a burn deck, I wouldn't think. Interesting. Okay. Okay, Grazer. They're really gonna leave that exposed? Okay. Go ahead and bolt that. Don't leave that around. I don't obviously like using burn on that, but that's too dangerous of a card to leave on the board. That's 5 mana. Two, 3, 4, 5. Interesting choice to float mana. So they will be able to tighten this turn. Sure. Titan, that's actually pretty sweet art. I mean, we could potentially go after Titan here, but I think we're better off trying to kill them next turn. Which any burn spell would do it. As long as they don't gain life here. So my growth chamber. They even go after with Besiju. I don't think we're going to survive through another turn. But we at least gave ourselves a chance, right? Okay, pay. No, the Sage used one of the cards in their hand. Okay. It's just a 3. Spelunking, sure. Versus Cave back on the battlefield. I feel like if they would have had a life gain land, they already would have grabbed it. Let's see what they grab here. Lotus Field. Okay, Malevolent Rumble. What a weird game. How did they gain life? Mule to Vigor. Okay, what on earth did I miss that they gained life on? Summoner's Pack, Primeval Titan. Apparently I'm missing something, but... Alright. Brand 2 Smash to Smithereens for amulets. Still not 100% sure how my opponent gained life on that game, but Serum Blaze is kind of mid. Okay, triggered. So I'd like to play first. Can't be 4 lands. This hand is just about as bad. Keeps it on top. Alright. Spend the Rift Bolt. Go ahead and kill that. Amulet into bounce land. Rumble. Alright, well, that's for 4. Okay, slow access to 4 mana here. We got through turn. Really don't know what our outs even are at this point. So the stupidity begins. MTGO Goldfish. Versus Cave. Okay. Much mana, copy of Prime Time. Prime Time, get some lands. They have another mirror pool, don't they? Nope, just the one mirror pool. So maybe Echoing Depths. They have another Scape Shift by chance. Okay, GSC for 7. Chameleon Colossus. Basically, they're going to give the Titans haste. They're going to... Actually, they can give all 3 haste. I would assume that's big enough to kill us at this point in time. So... Alright, match number 2. We did fix the recording resolution problem. Not risking the one-lander. Sure, we'll try this one. Back. Putting back a Nova? Yeah, probably should put back a Nova. Goblin Guide. So against good old-fashioned Drizzle. Curious to see what they pitch here. Bolts. Okay. Cast this for its warp. Alright. TKS gets nothing. Alright, no reason to attack. War. Sure. Alright, fetch. Go Secret Foundry. Alright, well, wasn't expecting to be casting Nova Hellkite for the win. 2 smashes in. 2 skull cracks maybe, and then the 4 Serum Blazes out. I guess. So the reason to leave these in is if they're on copies of Glaring Fleshraker. Nova Hellkite, Nova Hellkite. Keep, I guess. Alright, that's a pretty good start. Eye of Eugene. Dismember. Ruben's Lab, sure. I guess Thought Not Seer. Question is, what do you take here? I think it's Boros Charm or one of these two. Boros Charm, sure. Immediately draw the same bloody card. Got a little thought seize, thought whatever. Karn the Great Creator, no response. Question is, what do you even get here if they're them? Ensnaring Bridge, maybe? So we would obviously love to draw one of our 2 copies of Smash. the opponent's kind of locked into playing. I'll play bridge afterwards. Probably shouldn't have taken that extra damage. Chalice on one. Yep. Yeah, that literally does nothing. So 6 mana. So what's our odds at this point? Suspend that. Playing Nova Hellkite. I assume they +1 and draw a card. So we still have some of the same outs. Boros, Charm, Smash. Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, literally looking at Soulless Jailer and I did the stupid thing. Cool. Not that it mattered here, but... Guess we're still on the same game plan. Like, Vortex is useless against Ugin anyway. You know, I went back and looked at that game against Amulet Titan, and I still can't figure out how the heck they gained 4 life. If you're an Amulet Titan player and you happen to see this, or if you happen to be able to figure it out from the grainy footage of what the heck happened, please let me know. Alright, game number 3. Hand's fine overall. Certain Blaze isn't super exciting, but at least it can conventionally deal with something like a really growing Frustraker. Bolt Wave, get these 1-drops out of our hand. Probably has access to 4 mana on turn 2. Let me guess, frickin' Thought-Knots here. Every game. Presume they have to take the Searing Blaze here. Take Boros Charm. Land. Okay, opponent presumably will cast another TKS. All right. Not a huge fan of this one, but we'll roll with it. Especially if they have another Soulless Jailer in their hand. Sure. Severely closes our numbers of outs. Okay. You have to have Eldrazi command, right? Or Kozilek's command, I mean. There's no way you left yourself dead on board. All right. Third Thought Seer or Chalice up too? Okay. Alright, I mean, we took the only line we could to try to win the game. Obviously, it was quite likely they had Kozilek's command. Is what it is. Alright, back for a quick wrap on this one. Like, obviously, so far we've played two matches. We played against Amulet Titan and Eldrazi Tron. Nova not the best against Amulet Titan. It was fine against Game 1 against Eldrazi Tron. They had Prisoned for keeping it from Game 2 to becoming the answer. So, mixed review on that one. I feel it's probably a little too slow for burn overall in the format, but wasn't terrible overall. Obviously, we could have, set up the sideboard a little bit better. Maybe more smashes would have been nice against the Chalices, or any of that nonsense. Skullcrack really hasn't been relevant too much yet. Neither has Roiling Vortex. Firecraft, we haven't played against any blue decks. Searing Blood haven't played against any energy variants or any small creature decks. And then Mage Bane pretty much here for any of our matchups against Storm, which I think is the one matchup we won in our first video back. Once again, apologize for the video quality for the first half of the video. But, Nova Hellkite's been okay so far in its few appearances, so. As always, if you do like Burn content, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, as we're trying to get back into the Burn game. And obviously eventually get on to other red decks in the modern format. But for now, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. See you for our next video.